If you're running an e-commerce brand in 2025, you've got 3 options for running your Klaviyo email marketing. Do it yourself, hire someone in-house, or hire an agency. And here's the thing, I've seen brands absolutely crush it with each of these approaches, and I've also seen brands absolutely fail with all of these approaches. And the problem is, most people make these decisions based on just cost alone, when actually there are several critical factors that you need to consider. Choose wrong and you could be leaving hundreds or thousands of potential revenue on the table, while burning cash on a solution that isn't specific to your current situation. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of each approach so you can make the right decision for your business right now. So let's discuss your 3 options. Do it yourself, in-house versus agency, and which Klaviyo strategy will fit your brand in 2025. Now, let's just go through DIY and what this actually means for you. So doing it yourself means you're personally setting up your Klaviyo flows, campaigns, and list management. You're writing the copy, designing the emails, probably in Canva or Figma, depends on your experience level. You're setting up automations, segmenting audiences, and pulling in reports, all without external help. For example, a founder or marketer uses Klaviyo built-in templates, potentially ChatGPT for copy, Canva for graphics, and Google Sheets to track metrics. Strategy based on guesswork or free online advice. This is all on you. The stakes are on you, okay? So let's just talk about the cost. Obviously, this depends on your email sending provider. Are you on Klaviyo? Are you on MailChimp? It also depends on your email list size. So a lot of ESPs will charge more money if you have a bigger email list. Plus, whatever tools you use to create these emails. You're literally trading money for time and trial/error. So there's potential opportunity costs here as well. You've got no copywriter, no designer, just you. So the pros to this, there is complete control on your behalf. You oversee every word, design, and send button. No outside opinions, slowing things down. You have no communication delays. You don't have to wait on approvals. You don't have to wait on emails, messages from Slack. You just do it yourself. There's cost savings, of course, outside of Klaviyo's plan or whatever provider you're with. You are not paying anyone else. Perfect for tight budgets. Lastly, you have deep brand knowledge. Nobody knows your tone, customers, or products just like you do. That insight reflects in your messaging. Okay. Now the cons, there's limited expertise and perspective. You only know what you know. No outside lens means potential blind spots in strategy, testing, or best practices. There's time commitment from leadership. You are spending hours per week doing email instead of building the business. Slower implementation. So with so much on your plate, launching new flows, campaigns, this can cause a lot of delays. And lastly, technical limitations. Klaviyo is powerful, but advanced setup, personalization, or deliverability tuning may be out of reach. Okay, so who is this good for? Ideally, brands doing under $1 million a year, founders who want hands-on learning, and teams with time but no budget. Okay, honestly, this is probably better for people literally just getting started who have the time to actually allocate towards doing this themselves. Second option is in-house email marketing specialists. So what this means is you hire a dedicated person, either full-time, part-time, or just a long-term contractor to own your Klaviyo email channel. They build and send email campaigns, design flows, manage segments, analyze data, and report on performance. Organizational structure for this, for example, could be the email specialist reports to your head of marketing or growth leader. They may collaborate with your in-house designer or outsource design support and use internal tools like Asana, ClickUp, Slack, whatever it might be, to align with product drops, launches, and sales. The cost of this, honestly, you're looking around 70 to 150K per hire, depending on who you're actually putting inside of your team. So you might have a copywriter, a designer, an email marketer/strategist, potentially a dev support as well for the technical aspect. Plus, you're probably paying payroll taxes, benefits, onboarding, and management time. So the pros to this, obviously, you have dedicated focus. This is their only job. Email isn't a side task, it's their core responsibility. There's also brand immersion. They are a part of your Slack in every meeting and plugged into the brand's DNA. They know it just like the back of their hand. There's quick implementation of ideas. If you need a promo launch tomorrow, they can usually get it done without a red tape. And lastly, of course, direct communication. Feedback and iteration happens fast, so there's less chance of misalignment. The cons, there is a higher fixed cost. You are paying a salary, benefits, and providing tools. Expect 60 to 100K potentially annually, depending on location and skills. A lot of this cost is going to be variable, okay? There's limited perspective. They're working on one brand only. So they might miss broader trends or industry benchmarks that you might get with agencies who see a wider lens across the board from multiple accounts. Knowledge walks out the door. If they leave, you are losing IP, systems, and continuity unless it's well documented. And lastly, training and management. They'll need direction, performance reviews, and upskilling over time. Okay, so who's this best for? Honestly, brands doing anywhere from 5 million a year up to 50 million a year, potentially even smaller brands as well, like 2-3 million per year. Okay, and when email drives a big chunk of revenue, so 20% plus, that's when you really need to start honing in and seeing how we can actually maximize this opportunity to increase this revenue further. Lastly, when internal speed, collaboration, and control are essential. So when you need a tight packed team to make sure they know what they're doing and this is their core responsibility. Lastly, a Klaviyo agency partner. What this means is you hire a specialized email marketing agency. For example, my agency, Sunlo, you get us to basically handle everything from strategy to execution inside of your Klaviyo account. This typically includes copywriting, design, flows, campaigns, reporting, list management, and A/B testing, and so much more. A good agency does absolutely everything. Okay, so what this can look like for you, a good partnership is you've got a dedicated account manager plus access to a team of strategists, designers, copywriters. You meet regularly, collaborate via email or Slack, just like you do with my agency, and you receive monthly performance reports, content calendars, and proactive campaign suggestions. So, pros and cons. The cost for an agency can vary from anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to 10K plus per month, depending on the scope of work, frequency, and of course the deliverables. Typically includes full strategies such as copy, design, and reporting. Now, in terms of the pros, you are getting access to specialized experts, and these are top talent across strategy, copy, design, segmentation, deliverability. They've also got multiple perspectives. Agencies work across a dozen of multiple brands and bring ideas, frameworks, and winning concepts you wouldn't think of as a solo or in-house team, potentially. They have established systems. You benefit from proven processes, templates, and SOPs that accelerate execution and reduce the guesswork. Lastly, of course, is the scalable resources. So need 10 campaigns this month and none next. They flex with you, unlike in-house hires. Okay, so quick in and out. Cons, of course, there is less control. You are trusting an external team with execution that takes clarity and trust. Communication layers. Feedback often happens via email or project portals, which can delay back and forth. Competing priorities, even great agencies managing multiple clients, you're not always number one, okay? And then lastly, potential knowledge gaps. So it takes time for agencies to fully understand your product, customer, and unique tone of voice. Now, all of these cons, as you see here, I know can be mitigated. For us, for example, we don't put anything out without approval, so you're always in control. Communication layers, we're always getting back to you within the next 30 minutes to an hour when you are inside of Slack, as long as, of course, it is a Monday to Friday working hours. Competing with priorities, we also make sure that you are not just another number. We have certain amount of people inside each pod so that each client gets treated with the same standard as they would with an in-house team. And then lastly, the knowledge gaps as well at the bottom. We use a system for the onboarding and conduction of research so that when you come on board, you basically give us all the information we need to fully understand your brand. So all these cons can be mitigated. Who is this best for? Ideally, brands doing anywhere from $1 million all the way up to $30 million plus. Founders who want world-class execution without hiring, and of course, teams scaling fast without the bandwidth for day-to-day email work. Okay, so just a quick comparison of the models. You can see the monthly cost here. Time investment, of course, DIY is going to be at the top. Is the highest time investment that you're going to have. In-house, medium investment, and then of course, agency, low to minimal investment in terms of time. Scalability, again, I would actually probably say that DIY, it depends on your capabilities and your skill set, but it's still going to cost you a lot of time to get the exact result you would see from in-house and agency. It's just not going to happen if you're a one-man band. In-house and agency, I'd say they're pretty par. Obviously with in-house, you're kind of limited with other expertise that you would get with an agency where they're working with a multitude of different accounts and understanding brick by brick what strategy works, what concepts work in every single niche so they can adapt it to your brand. In terms of quality of work, again, DIY is going to be dependent on you. How experienced are you with copy? How experienced are you with design? And of course, strategy as well. So there's a lot of stuff to go through there. In-house, again, medium to high, depends on who you hire and your capabilities when it comes to hiring a good in-house team. And then also agency, I would say it should be a very high standard, especially when they're promising guaranteed growth which of course we do here at Sunlo Consulting. Strategy, again, I'm just going to put weak. I'm assuming you're just getting started if you're doing it yourself. So your experience and knowledge might not be to scratch. I could be wrong. I'm just giving you a general hypothesis across the market. In-house, moderate. I would even say moderate to high. I've just left it as what it is because again, it depends on your ability to hire. Agency, I'm just comparing this to, of course, us, and I know what we look for in terms of our agency strategy. Very, very strong, proven process that we use across multiple e-commerce brand accounts to guarantee growth. Okay, so that's a quick comparison. How can you make your decision? Key things to consider: budget assessment, evaluate your available resources against the cost of each option. DIY, of course, requires minimal financial investment but demands time. In-house requires consistent salary commitment, and then of course agency costs scale with your needs. Time availability, consider how much time your team can realistically dedicate to email marketing. If leadership is already stretched thin, DIY might not be sustainable despite the saving costs. Growth trajectory, factor in your projected growth rate. Fast scaling brands may quickly outgrow DIY capabilities, while steady growth companies might benefit from consistency of an in-house specialist. And then lastly, strategic importance. Assess how critical email marketing is to your overall revenue. Now, if it drives more than 20% of sales, investing in specialized experts becomes increasingly justified. But I would also argue that even if you have no email marketing, just like, let me get this client up here quickly. So for example, the month of December, this client came to us. As you can see here, 420K in revenue. They might have argued that they don't need any email marketing because it's not attributing to any revenue. But then they've worked with us, and 60 days later, I'll show you the last 30 days, they're doing an additional 410K with email, and it's now driving 55% of their email revenue. You need to actually make sure you are strategically being mindful of email marketing, regardless of the overall revenue, and how much it's driving is definitely going to be a huge impact driver for your business, even if you haven't really dabbled with it so far. Okay, that's pretty much it. There's not too much else to go through. If you want this entire resource to go through this, it'll be in the link in the description. So there you have it, a complete breakdown of 3 different ways to handle your Klaviyo email marketing in 2025. To summarize, DIY works best when you're just starting out, have limited budget, and you have the time to learn. In-house specialists make sense when you're hitting anywhere from 5 to 50 million plus in revenue, and email is a major growth factor. And agencies are ideal when you need specialized expertise but aren't ready for a full-time hire, or when you are scaling quickly. So the right approach comes down to your specific business stage, current resources, and growth goals. If you are still not sure what your best option is based on your current situation, or you want help implementing any of these solutions, click the first link in the subscription and book your free strategy call. We'll help you to determine the best approach for your specific business's needs. And if we're not the right fit, we'll tell you straight up. There's no point selling you something you don't need. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.